Esquire recently released a list of the 50 most influential watches ever. They put together a group of watch experts to come up with this list, and there are enough here that I'm sure there are many watches listed that all of us can agree upon, some not so much, and I'm going to take you through the list. Patek Philippe's Calatrava, reference 96 from 1932. Ingersoll's Mickey Mouse watch from 1933. If any of you saw the video I did on my favorite watches as a child, you know that Mickey holds a special place in my heart. The Blancpain 50 Fathoms from 1953. The Rolex Day-Date in 1956. AP's Royal Oak 5402 from 1972. Hublot's Big Bang from 2004. It's interesting to see that Hublot made the list considering how much of a hard time the brand gets in the watch community these days. F.P. Journe's Tourbillon Souverain Souscription from 1999. The Rolex Explorer in 1953. Vianney Halter and James Barnes' Antiqua Perpetual Calendar from 1998. The Seiko 5 Sportsmatic from 1963. The Omega Speedmaster Professional from 1957. Of course, the Moon watch had to be on this list. The Omega & Swatch Moon Swatch from 2022. It's kind of wild to see the Moon Swatch on this list. Patek Philippe's reference 1518 Perpetual Calendar from 1941. Bronze AW10 from 1989. This is a brand that I'm not so familiar with, but I have seen some of their designs in the past that I took a liking to. The Rolex GMT Master from 1955, as well as the GMT Master II in 1982. Cartier Santos Dumont from 1904. Credited as the first pilot watch and the first wristwatch specifically for men, the Cartier Santos Dumont was a game changer. Richard Mille's RM011 Philippe Massa from 2007. The Seiko Astron 35 SQ from 1969. This was the world's first quartz-powered wristwatch, a true game changer. Casio's F91W from 1989, one of the most ubiquitous wristwatches of all time. Breitling's Navitimer from 1954. Yonghan's Max Bill from 1962. I love this brand's minimalist design aesthetic. The Tudor Black Bay from 2012. Like most, I'm a big fan of the Tudor Black Bay, and mine happens to be my daily beater. The Omega Seamaster from 1948. Patek Philippe's Louis Cartier from 1937. The Zenith El Primero from 1969. Anyone who's been following me here knows that I'm a big fan of the El Primero. The Rolex Oyster from 1926. The watch that truly changed the game when it comes to the ubiquitousness of the waterproof watch. Piaget's Altiplano from 1957. The Dirty Dozen from the 1940s, which was a series of 12 field watches from a variety of different brands. Patek Philippe's Nautilus 1976. The Rolex Cosmograph Daytona from 1963. Probably the most famous and sought after watch in the world. Longines 13.33Z from 1913. IWC's Mark 11 from 1948. Panerai Luminor from 1949. The world's most famous Italian watch with its signature crown guard design. The Omega Seamaster 300M from 1993. The Submariner's #1 rival, as well as the watch made famous by no other than James Bond. MB&F's HM4 Thunderbolt from 2010. The advent of the Swatch watch in 1983. The Tag Heuer Carrera from 1963. The Rolex Submariner in 1953, probably the world's most recognizable watch. Ulysse Nardin's Freak from 2001. The Apple Watch also made the list, its first generation from 2015. Frank Mueller's Giga Tourbillon from 2011. Jaeger-LeCoultre's Reverso from 1931. I just went to an awesome exhibition of JLC in New York focusing on the Reverso, and it really blew my mind how many awesome designs they had in the building. AP's Royal Oak Offshore, 1993. IWC's Flieger watch from 1940. Blancpain's 1735 Grand Complication from 1991. Tag Heuer's Monaco from 1969. IWC's Portugueser from 1939. Bulgari's Octo Finissimo from 2014. I especially love the Sejima design with the mirror dial, and I love the fully gold variations as well. Cartier's Tank from 1917. Classic model. Over a dozen contributors participated in putting this list together, including some familiar faces like Tim Mosso from Watchbox and George Bamford. I'd love for you to jump in the comments and let me know if you agree, if you disagree on this list, or if there are any that should have been accounted for that are missing.